margin, when it was down to 0, they'd have to run the table. And even then, well, if they ran the table and finished 11-6, they would probably get in. But having to run the table with the schedule that they have, not your business anymore. The tough one to see. It's really not possible. And when they're going to be out there, you get punch. And just break even enough to the offensive line. You know, to win every game, break even enough to your offensive line team. GA is something else I'm watching. You know, defensively, field goal attempts, hold Dallas to field goal attempts inside and in front. You know, that's a don't break defense. When you have everybody healthy, I don't need this defense to be done, but don't break. But you're gonna have a couple of Legion of Home guys out there, and they haven't been pressuring the quarterback. But I think tonight they should be able to. In theory, there are some matchups here that work. Backup left tackle. Right tackle's had a history of some struggles. I read that he's doing better of late, but got to pressure back. John in Detroit, you're on 97. Want to take it out, John?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, look, for the Lions to win, or I should say win, they win because I believe they're going to win.
Okay.
But the heroes going to have to be their offensive line. Okay. Because the offensive line has got to hold up for anything else to happen. Short pass, long pass, running game, or anything. So when they do win, I'm going to say the offensive line is going to be the hero. They don't have to open up big holes. They don't have to open up big holes because those guys are kind of big in there, but they got to open up with creeps. At least keep the running game respectable, try to keep Dak on the sideline. If we can do that and control the clock a little bit, I think the Lions have got a really good shot. And Hudson, the defensive line, has got to get home.
Yeah. I mean, look, first of all, giving the offensive line, if they win the game, if the offensive line's a hero, if the offensive line plays well, it's a complete and total game changer, right? I mean, I think if
right.
You can wave the wand and suddenly the O-line holds up, and there are times this year where they have for extended periods of time. I mean, even last week, like Goff had enough time to go 20 for 26 for 260 yards, whatever it was, a couple touchdowns and no picks, but he did get sacked 3 times, and sacks and TFLs are drive killers. That does usually fall on the offensive line. There is such a thing as a coverage sack, and a back can hit the wrong hole. We've seen a couple of examples of that have led to TFLs. But, John, I mean, I don't know if there's a better answer. There's a bunch of different answers, but that's a good one. If the offensive line plays well, it can change everything.
Yeah, I really think they got a good chance. As far as, guys calling in talking about Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell, I think Ben Johnson is a great play caller. We got to see what he's going to be as a head coach. But a lot of the problem is the Lions are not getting into a rhythm. We don't have that play caller. That's what we're missing from Dan Johnson, is the consistency in the play calling. The plays are still there.
I think you're talking about something that's, first of all, Ben Johnson, early return's great. Early returns are great on him, but there's a long way to go. There's a lot of different challenges of being a head coach. 2 is, play caller next year, take it off Dan Campbell's plate. It's not a bad idea. 248-539-9797. Do they save their season tonight, and who's the hero? Mike in Dearborn, you're next. Hi, Mike.
Yes, I do believe that the Lions save their season tonight. I think they're going to lean on the defense. However, I think that the performance of the defense is going to need help from these fans. They need to show up with some grit. I'm getting really tired of hearing these guys calling in and giving up already. We're still in the fight. When does Detroit back down when we're in a fight? That I don't see. So let's create some false starts, some miscommunication with Dallas's O-line, so our D-line can tee up and maybe create some turnovers. Give our offense a short video, and I think we would again.
Mike, are you going to the game tonight?
Oh, I wish I was, Doug. I wish. I'll be yelling at the TV. I can't really afford the ticket prices right now. Christmas comes.
Understood. Hey, Mike, it's still a tough place to play. The fans can make a difference. I think the people that are in the stadium probably will make a difference. They usually do. They're not quite as doomy and gloomy as the calls we've had this week, but I get it. We'll get to more of your calls next. 97.1. A December day is the perfect time to throw on your helmet or boots, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and head to the hills for some hiking, mountain biking, and panoramic views you'll be liking. Because raising your heart rate and your elevation deserves the elevated deliciousness of local refreshment. Listen to my voice talking about the new Old Spice NFL collection of Walmart. Now listen to my smell. I smell like NFL stars Jared Goff, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, C.J. Stroud, and George Kittle. I smell like greatness. Why? Because I'm wearing Old Spice's new NFL collection. How can you put the greatness of the NFL into a smell, you ask? You can't. But Old Spice can. And they did. Smell like Sun Holland Speed, driftwood and dry. See tide and toughness with the Old Spice NFL collection available at Walmart. Smell like the greatest smell in the NFL with Old Spice.
You've got a big day, so you use unstoppable fragrances to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you can't have this your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a boss, let's talk business in my office. Have new unstoppable clean bigger wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness, so you can smell unstoppable.
Living with uncontrolled moderate to severe ulcerative colitis can be like going on a blind date with a werewolf.
Are you okay?
No,
Is it the real?
Are you wondering when your UC symptoms will pop up next? Prescription Velsipity, or Trazimod, is one pill once a day for adults with moderate to severe UC that can help calm the chaos of UC symptoms of rectal bleeding and frequent pathogens. Velsipity quickly treats flares with sustained remission by week 12. It provides a chance for lasting steroid-free remission in 1 year. Don't take Velsipity if you've had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke, or mini stroke. It may cause serious side effects like fatal infections, slow heart rate, liver problems, increased blood pressure, a vision problem called macular edema, certain types of skin cancer, swelling and narrowing of brain's blood vessels, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant or plan to be. Use birth control during and for 7 days after treatment. Sorry about that. Look, they have fun. Ask your doctor about once daily oral Velsipity.
Did you know you can opt out of winter? With Verbo, save up to $1,500 for booking a month-long stay. When thousands of sunny homes are waiting for you, why subject yourself to the cold? Put the snow shovel down, put the Parko back in the closet, and don't you dare scrape another windshield. Slip into some flip-flops, consider a sunless tan, and use the monthly stays filter to save up to $1,500. Book your warm getaway at Verbo.com.
You could keep daydreaming about McDonald's, or you could order McDelivery and be eating McDonald's. Some things are that easy.
At participating McDonald's, delivery prices may be higher than in restaurants. Home services can sound a lot like... But what people don't hear is...
You have 47 new voicemails.
I don't think I can come in today. And whatever paperwork till you fall asleep sounds like. Service girls organized
It's not going to you have smartphones in charge, they will make the proper adjustments. And they will look at your independent people. And you can access their mistakes. It's supply and demand, and it sucks. I always feel terrible when I see years and then you get to this and you can't afford it. But as far as I know that people, as far as Jesus, I think again, keep digging up. We have to again tonight. But I don't think these guys are here very smart and just be fascinated as God. smart people, smart people, they can do that in our jobs. If you're successful in your job, you guys. Control the clock. You can tell what's in your defensively today. Hey, FanDuel, every NFL Thursday, it's your chance to hit the jackpot. Because with FanDuel Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. You did it on this Thursday, all you got to do is place a touchdown quarterback before it kicks off. You can think it's $5. I'm going to do here tonight. And your scores the first or last TD of the game. You want quarterback plus your share of bonus. Shop at the jackpot. FanDuel.com/Doug share.
Are you okay?
Are you wondering when your UC symptoms will pop up next? Prescription Velsipity or Trazimone is one pill once a day for adults with moderate to severe UC that can help calm the chaos of UC symptoms of rectal bleeding and frequent bathroom visits. Velsipity quickly treats flares, with some seeing remission by week 12. It provides a chance for lasting steroid-free remission at 1 year. Don't take Velsipity if you've had heart attack, chest pain, stroke, or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat. It may cause serious side effects like fatal infections, slow heart rate, liver problems, increased blood pressure, a vision problem called macular edema, certain types of skin cancer, swelling and narrowing of brain's blood vessels, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant or plan to be. Use birth control during and for 7 days after treatment. Sorry about that. Oh, look, they have fun. Ask your doctor about once daily oral Velsipity.
You could keep daydreaming about McDonald's, or you could order McDelivery and be eating McDonald's. Some things are that easy.
At participating McDonald's, delivery prices may be higher than at restaurants.
Every now and then I visit out, and I need deliveries tonight. And I need more. I can't wait for the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do. I'm always at the dark. Looking that song smells like a
Downy rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
rinse it out.
this holiday season, give the gift that everyone actually wants: Omaha Steaks. Right now, save 50% site-wide, plus an extra $35 off with code HOLIDAYGIFT at checkout. From USDA certified very tender filet mignons and perfectly aged ribeyes to juicy burgers and gourmet sides and desserts that make every meal unforgettable, Omaha Steaks brings steakhouse quality flavors straight to your doorstep. Whether you're gifting family across the country or filling your own freezer, Every box arrives perfectly packaged and guaranteed to impress. Because nothing says I love you most like a gift of Omaha Steaks. Skip the malls and the guessing. Go to omahasteaks.com right now. That's omahasteaks.com to save 50% site-wide, plus get an extra $35 off with code HOLIDAYGIFT at checkout. Hurry, this deal won't last. Omaha Steaks, delivering joy since 1917. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
The Lions face the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football. Lions game day starts at 5 with Costa and Rico live from Buffalo Wild Wings downtown Detroit on 97.1. The Ticket.
You got to kind of plan for both of them. They're going to be on opposite sides of the ball typically, and you'd love to be able to say, "Oh, we're just going to run away from Quinnen," and then you're running right into Kenny, and vice versa. You want to run away from Kenny, and you got to run from Quinnen. So yeah, there's challenges there, but we've got guys up front that we know can handle that and do that job.
That's Jared Goff. Tough one tonight. Tough one tonight against the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe if the Lions win it, maybe the most impressive and most important victory of the year. Because you know what? If you get up and running, if this team gets hot, and to make the playoffs, it's almost a requirement to get hot, right? If this team gets hot, you want to be playing your best football late in the year. Last year we saw it. And we knew it. Like, we knew it's cool that they were the best team in football through much of the season. But the goal is not to be the best team in the NFL through November. The goal is to be the best team in January and February. But if they don't play better, they're not going to play many games in January and February. And so it's time to get hot, and it starts tonight in an important game against a Dallas Cowboy team that's been trending in the right direction. We'll get back to your phone calls and feedback regarding the Lions. Something happened last night that I literally was trying to think of when's the last time that this happened. I was pissed about a regular season NBA game. What are we, game 23 of an 82-game regular season? And the Pistons lost to the Bucks, who lost Giannis in the first 5 minutes of the game. And I went to bed angry. I couldn't go to sleep, which sucked. But it was also kind of cool because it meant that the NBA mattered to me again the way it hasn't in a long time. I can't remember the last time I was mad about a regular season loss. And, I try to keep be as clinical as I can when it comes to analyzing things, take the emotion out of it. I couldn't last night. I was pissed. Pistons blew an 18-point lead. They had multiple opportunities late in that game. They did not respond well at all to Milwaukee's zone defense, and the Pistons are going to keep seeing it. And they need Duncan Robinson on the floor. I don't know how many threes they took last night, but it felt like way too many. I have to look up the box score here. But there was a reason why Karis LeVert had so many open looks at the end of that game, because they were willing to give those up. Karis did hit a big three, and then I think missed two after that. He finished 1 of 8 from three-point land. The Pistons took 43 three-pointers. They also had turnover problems, rear their ugly head. They had at least 7. I stopped counting at 7 in the fourth quarter. They finished with 14 for the game. So that was 7 in the fourth quarter, 14 for the game. And look, I'm not mad at the Pistons per se, because this is going to happen in the course of a long season. And what's becoming abundantly clear is when the Pistons go into somebody else's barn, it's a big deal now. Like that's a benchmark game for them. Now, the one good thing last night is it looked like Jaden Ivey started to get his group back a little bit. Get some big buckets in that game. Variety of shots, three-pointers, floaters in the lane, finishing on the break. Had an and one. Finished with 15 points in 19 minutes. But I got to tell you, I honestly can't remember the last time I went to bed angry about an NBA regular season game. I've been disappointed before. I've been like, well, that sucks. And now, again, finding a solution for the zone defense is going to be a deal. But like some of those turnovers in the fourth quarter were weird. Paul Reed just threw the ball up the floor to no one in particular for no reason. Karis LeVert had a top of the key throwaway. Where, like, it looked like in both those cases they were passing to literally no one. Strange game, frustrating game. Anybody else have those emotions watching that game last night? It was odd. I usually, like, hey, you're going to have bad performances happen. I couldn't shake that one. I was laying in bed like, what the hell did they just do? 248-539-9797. Let's go to Bobby in Dearborn. You're on 97.1. Hi, Bobby.
Hey, man. Ditto. Very good. Because a couple weeks ago, I was telling people, man, that 13-game win streak, great. They're doing great. But I'm still kind of calm about it. You know, I'm a realist when it comes to the season overall. None of these teams are going to come back to hunt them, okay? What is it with?
Okay, Bobby, I don't know if you got us on speaker or you're not speaking directly to your phone, but we're having problems here and you keep fading out.
Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me clearly?
That's better. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that. What is it with gaining these turnovers, man? I've never seen a starter, a superstar, whatever you want to call him, turn the ball over. What is it with the coaching and not telling these guys, dude, these turnovers are really killing us. And I'm afraid, man, what are they, 17 and 5 now, or 16 and 5?
17 and 5.
Guarantee you, give it 2 weeks. They will not be there. By the time they go out west, they're going to get smoked. Literally smoked. Because turning over the ball is not what OKC does. You don't see a lot of it done with Denver. They're going to get smoked, man. You're a good team. But these turnovers, nonchalant play down the line and whatnot, it's going to come back to haunt them. And I'm sitting there watching this game. I'm like, they're going to get killed with Anthony Cooper in the game. Once he went out, I had
no business losing at that point. Bobby, I agree. It's frustrating. If you look at the top of the NBA, who leads the league in turnovers,
right?
It's all great players who have the ball in their hands a lot. It's Luka,
right?
It's Cade, it's James Harden, it's Devin Booker,
right?
So, you know, you say you don't see him, and maybe it's just because you're not watching other teams do it, but there are a lot of good players who are ball dominant. They're going to turn it over.
I just don't see him at that game.
Yeah, but that said, Bobby, I'm not like, oh, it's cool you're turning it over. The turnovers will kill you, but there are other great players that turn it over.
Let me ask you about this, though. I'm not looking at them to do any trades right now, but what is it with them not setting up plays for with the Jalen Duran? What is it about him not getting him more involved in that game? He seems to be a little bit aggressive sometimes. Then he's always basically throwing it back out, and he's throwing it back out, he's throwing the ball. I just don't see that consistent aggressiveness from him. I don't know.
I don't know if there's anything that you're doing, like, intentionally. I mean, it's just kind of the arc of a young player. Now, as far as the coaching, I'm sure they talk a lot about turnovers. In fact, last night, Jamie Bickerstaff, they cut to a sideline shot of it, and he was not his normal, cool, calm self. He was mad about the turnovers. So I would suspect that it's something that he addressed. Kevin and Algonac, you're next. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, how you doing today? Hey, I think Holiday trying to do too much on his own. It's not passing the ball. Trying to play solo. What was the one thing they had last year? We got trouble for the gambling. Beasley? Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to get him back because he ain't doing it all by himself. He's a one-man show now. We've got a lot of helpers, but he needs another scorer to help out when he's out.
Well, a guy might be Ivy, Kevin. He's coming off injury, and I think he's still finding his way here a little bit, and I'm okay with that. Look, sometimes things take time. You sit out the better part of a year. I think he's still getting his sea legs underneath him. So, yeah, getting into the flow a little bit and understanding, you know where he's going to fit into this rotation. Because he sat here and he's watched all the success, and he is a guy who can help. I'm not too worried about Jaden Ivey. I'm watching him very closely, and last night might have been his best game since he returned. there's some decisions to make as far as adding somebody. You know, there's as soon as Giannis said he was going to be traded, people started looking at possibilities of him coming to Detroit. Laurie marketed, which I think would be a great fit. Could they get him out of Utah? You know, there might be an aggressive move made. It's important that they keep themselves in the position they are, which is very healthy in the Eastern Conference race. To justify maybe a big move and say, all right, we're going to go for the NBA Finals this year. They're going to be the best team in the East. And they might have one of those moves available to them. Fun to watch. 248-539-9797. It's Carson Anderson, 97.1. A December day is the perfect time to throw on your helmet or boots, grab an ice cold Mountain Dew with refreshing citrus kick, and head to the hills for some hiking, mountain biking, and panoramic views. Raising your heart rate and your elevation deserves the elevated deliciousness of sunshine. That's the sound of James adding long-lasting gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention. Ooh, you smell amazing, James. Thanks, Mom. I love you too. I know that. Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Did you know you can opt out of winter? With Verbo, save up to $1,500 for booking a month-long stay. With thousands of sunny homes, why subject yourself to the cold? Just filter your search by monthly stays and save up to $1,500. Look now at Verbo.com.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contract. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try. mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Every home service job means another piece of paper. Quotes, invoices, checks. It piles up fast. Before you know it, you're spending more time sorting than getting work done. Jobber keeps everything in one place, from quotes to payments, so nothing gets lost. Businesses using Jobber grow an average of 44% in their first year and get paid 4 times faster than checks. Less paper, more profit. Start a free trial today at jobber.com.
Living with uncontrolled moderate to severe ulcerative colitis can be like biking to work in the rain with an outlaw motorcycle gang.
That's right, boys.
Are you wondering when your UC symptoms will pop up next? Prescription Velsipity, or etrasimod, is one pill once a day for adults with moderate to severe UC that can help calm the chaos of UC symptoms of rectal bleeding and frequent bathroom visits. Velsipity quickly treats flares, with some seeing remission by week 12. It provides a chance for lasting steroid-free remission at 1 year. Don't take Velsipity if you've had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke, or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat. It may cause serious side effects like fatal infections, slow heart rate, liver problems, increased blood pressure, a vision problem called macular edema, certain types of skin cancer, swelling and narrowing of brain's blood vessels, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant or plan to be. Use birth control during and for 7 days after treatment.
The rain's letting up.
Ask your doctor about once daily oral Velsipity. Get more done.
97 won the ticket. I'd like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
That's our speaker out today. It is the Carson Anderson program here on 97.1. Welcome those of you listening around the state of Michigan and on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download it for your mobile device today. Then you can listen to this program and all the shows here on 97.1 anywhere in the United States. And there's going to come a time where you're out of town, something big happens in Detroit sports, and you're going to want to know. You want to know, hey, what's being said? I'm excited. But you didn't download the app. And you're like, what's that app called again? Just get it now. Odyssey app, AUDACY. Also streaming through our website, 971theticket.com. Additionally, streaming with video on youtube.com and twitch.tv. Hello, everybody watching today. Thanks for being with us. streaming chat on both sites you can participate in, and you never know. Sometimes we read your comments on the air. We also read your comments from Twitter. Lions and Cowboys tonight at Ford Field. Lions are favored by 3. Confidence in Detroit feels like it's at a 3-year low. Do the Lions save their season tonight? And if so, who is the hero? You can vote whether or not the Lions win, and you can comment on Twitter. And right now, the voting, 53.2% say the Lions win. 46.8% say the Cowboys win. Some of the feedback, Daniel says, I hope I'm wrong, but I think Lamb and Pickens are going to look like a video game glitch. 20-plus pass plays like candy. Well, the data says that they should be able to do that. The Cowboys I read that they're tied for first in the NFL with 30-plus yard passing plays, and the Lions are last in the NFL. 30-plus yard passing plays allowed. It's a bad formula. Got to get to Dak. Can they do it? Yeah, they can get to Dak. Backup left tackle, inconsistent right tackle. Hutch. It's got to be a Hutch game. And it's got to be an Al-Quadin Muhammad game and a Marcus Davenport game. They can't be non-existent. Like Davenport played 24 snaps last week, didn't accrue 1 stat, got credit for 1 quarterback pressure. I guess that is a stat, but got to be better than that. Todd Nagy tweets us, Lions 27, Cowboys 20. Hutchinson will come up big with a lot of pressures that caused Prescott to throw a couple interceptions. He's thrown 8. 10 quarterbacks have thrown more. So, I mean, that's not a dreadful amount, but it is a little bit on the high side. Who's this? Ant Lava Surfa? That's a lot there. Whatever that means. 34-27 Dallas. I think we see some offensive improvement coming, but I think we will struggle on 3rd and 4th down, and it bites us in the butt. I hope I'm wrong. Do the Lions win, and who's the hero? Micah tweets us, hero Jamison Williams as he goes off and has a career day. Tim says, all on the defense and getting pressure on Dak. They won't win a shootout with our depleted O-line and Amon-Ra compromised. Ball control, punt when you need. Lions win 27-23. Do they win tonight? And who's the hero? Call your shot. I'm recording these. We'll revisit them tomorrow. Made the best pick tonight. Huge game. Detroit and Dallas. Can the Lions save their season? Dave is in South Lyon and next on 97.1. Hello, Dave.
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, I think I picked the bad first game of the season to watch the Pistons last night. I'm really not a fan of the current brand of NBA basketball. And I watched the Pistons in the playoffs this year, and I was kind of following them as they got up to a hot start. And I had time last night. I'm like, I'm going to sit down and watch a game from start to finish. And boy, I was not impressed. I'm not excited to go watch another regular season game. I mean, I just thought it was uninspired. I mean, they got up 18 in the first quarter and then just kind of coasted for a bit. And then the second half, I mean, lazy shot selection, started taking difficult shots for I don't know what reason. Then the turnovers in the fourth when Milwaukee, really started playing. They upped their defense a little bit. And the Pistons just, were still lackadaisical. And, I don't know. I feel like regular season NBA is like exhibition basketball.
Here's what's funny about it, Dave, is you probably picked one of the more frustrating games to watch this year. The Pistons, we were talking about the Pistons quite a bit in the office today and how they do play more of a college brand of basketball, which is awesome. But last night, their inability to crack the zone, the turnovers, I mean, when Giannis left the game, it felt like that's a wrap. And they managed to build a huge lead.
I'm like, oh my God, they're going to put on a show. I mean, with them out of the lineup.
And it's hard to get emotional about an NBA regular season game. But Dave, I watched a ton of them this year. I went to bed angry last night.
Yeah.
You picked a terrible one to debut on, so I would argue that you have seen the worst that they're capable of at this point.
All right, I'll give them another chance. And then real quick on the one thing I will say in the Pistons too is they were rotating. They went deep in the bench. There's a lot of names. I'm like, who is this guy? So they obviously are not afraid to play everybody on their bench, which is encouraging, I think. But
you welcome Dennis Jenkins if you haven't seen him play, and Paul Reed got forced in it because Isaiah Stewart lost his temper and got 2 Texans thrown out. But those guys, the Pistons dealt with a ton of injuries, and those guys have come through for them this year.
Yeah, real quick on the Lions. I think, with they're so banged up, Gibbs is going to have to be the star that he's been for them to have a chance, catching and rushing, receiving and rushing. So we'll see. I'm very terrified of this game. I consider it must win, and I don't think it's a great matchup for us. So fingers crossed. I mean, we got to have it. That's how I look at it.
Do they win it?
I think if the defensive line can find something, and maybe Calvin Shepard draws up some blitzes, some stunts or something, we can get pressure. If we don't get pressure on Dak, we can't. But I think I'm going to say we win a close one, like 31-28. But I think there's a little bit hometown bias in that prediction.
Don't worry about it at all. Not mad at you. Look, you brought up the injuries. And I get torn a little bit on how much do we talk about them. Last year, they dominated the storyline. And I'm going to suspect that many of you got sick of hearing about it. But you're like, okay, but it was a factor. But look around the NFL. Everybody's got key injuries. Right? I mean, you just it's dwelling on an issue that everybody has. And I go, okay, does the audience want to hear that? And is it really unique what's going on here? And you go, well, maybe it is. Maybe it is unique what's going on here, because I'm watching SportsCenter this morning, or Get Up this morning, or whatever it was, and they're talking about Adam Schefter's like, look, Detroit's going through it again. And they're just getting absolutely destroyed in terms of injuries. They're getting guys off the waiver wire and having to start them. And, the Cowboys won't have treatment.
Yeah, well, thanks for that. I got all the opportunity in the world to multi-app, but I just choose not to. And when I thought about it, because I was like, it was 2 years, and I was like, no, wait a minute. I started in 24, so I'm thinking it's 26. Yesterday, I thought it was 2026 for some reason. I don't know. But, yeah, I started June 24 when I started back on Instacart. And I only had 20 deliveries. I didn't have hundreds. I didn't have thousands. I had 20 deliveries. And a year and 4 months, 5,000. So let's say about like next year, if I'm going hard like this, I'll be well over 10,000. Probably close to 11. I'm not saying it's easy, but yeah, I try my best. Hello, Arnie. Can you hear me? I'm outside. You don't come to the gate and you make kids. Try to make me chuckle.